My sister hasn't answered me in 11 days. I keep telling myself she's just mad at me. We argued the last time we talked. Nothing huge, just one of those stupid fights that feels important in the moment and pointless a day later. I thought she'd cool off and text me eventually. She didn't. Her phone goes straight to voicemail now. Her job told me she took personal leave. The police said her apartment looked normal and there was nothing they could do. Everyone keeps acting like this is temporary, like she'll just show up again and laugh about it. I was trying to believe that too. Until last week. 6 months ago, she started acting off. Not in a dramatic way, just small things you only notice when you've known someone your whole life. She'd stop in the middle of a sentence and forget what she was saying. She'd laugh, then go completely quiet like someone flipped a switch. Sometimes when I called, she'd answer but not say anything for a second, like she was listening first. I assumed it was stress. New city, new job, no friends nearby. That explanation made sense, so I stuck with it. Then in February, she said something weird. We were talking about groceries or something normal, and out of nowhere she said, "I feel like I'm being studied." I laughed because I thought she was joking. She didn't laugh back. She just said, "Never mind," and changed the subject. I forgot about it. I wish I hadn't. In April, she called me at 2 a.m. She said she couldn't sleep and just wanted to hear my voice. We talked for maybe 40 minutes. Nothing important. She sounded tired, but calm. Right before hanging up, she said, "If I ever stop reaching out, don't assume I'm fine." I asked what that meant. She just said, "It means what it means," and told me good night. That was the last normal conversation we had. 3 weeks later, she stopped answering completely. I flew to her city the same day her job told me she was on leave. Her apartment looked normal. That's honestly what scared me the most. There were dishes drying by the sink, a glass of water on the counter. Her shoes lined up by the door like she expected to come back soon. Nothing looked abandoned. Nothing looked wrong. Her bedroom was the same. Bed made. Book face down on the nightstand like she'd just stepped away for a minute. No signs of a struggle, no packed bags, no note, just absence. Then I saw the notebook on her desk, just a cheap black and white composition notebook. No name on it. The first pages were boring, groceries, reminders, appointments, normal life written in messy pen. Around page 8, the tone changed. She started writing about her neighbor. At first it sounded harmless, just hallway conversations, small talk, the kind of details you only write down when you're lonely. But then she began listing tiny things. Her doormat slightly turned, a cabinet she didn't remember leaving open, footsteps outside her door that stopped when she got close. She even wrote, "None of this is dramatic. I know how it sounds." But she kept writing anyway. Near the end, she described a conversation in the parking lot. Completely normal. Until he said, "Your sister sounds lovely." She wrote that she had never told him she had a sister. She underlined that twice. Below it was one last line. I think he already knew. That was the final entry. Or at least, I thought it was. I closed the notebook. That's when I realized something else. I had been inside the apartment for about 30 minutes, and a few minutes earlier, someone had been standing outside the door. No knocking. No footsteps walking away. Just standing there. Waiting. I didn't move for a long time. I just stood there listening to nothing. Eventually, the hallway went quiet again. When I finally looked through the peephole, nobody was there. I told myself I imagined it. I didn't believe that, but I told myself anyway. Back at my hotel, I read the notebook again. More slowly this time. Near the back, there was a list of names, people she had mentioned to someone. Co-worker, normal. College friend, normal. Our mom, normal. Next to my name, she wrote, "Mentioned to nobody here. Not once." Then, in different ink, added later, "He asked about her anyway." I remember just staring at that line for a long time, because I couldn't figure out which possibility was worse, that she was wrong or that she was right. Nothing happened for days after I got home. No news, no updates, nothing. I tried to go back to normal life, work, groceries, sleep, but everything felt slightly out of place, like the world had shifted a few inches and nobody told me. I started noticing small things. My kitchen chair not tucked in all the way, a cabinet light already on, the shower curtain pulled a little farther than I remembered. All explainable, all meaningless. That's what I kept telling myself. Then, 3 nights ago, my phone rang at 2:14 in the morning. No caller ID. When I answered, there was no voice, just slow breathing. Very close to the microphone. I couldn't even tell if it was male or female. Just breath. After a few seconds, the call disconnected. About a minute later, I got a text from an unknown number. It was a photo of her apartment hallway, taken from directly outside her door. The timestamp said it was taken at that exact moment, while I was standing in my kitchen, thousands of miles away. Then another message came in. 5 words. She told me about you. But the notebook proves she didn't. I didn't reply. I blocked the number, turned off my phone, turned on every light in my apartment. I didn't sleep. Around sunrise, exhaustion finally pulled me under on the couch. I woke up sometime after noon. My phone was still off. Nothing had changed. For a few seconds, I almost convinced myself it was a dream. Then I saw the shoes. They were lined up perfectly side by side in front of the door. I never do that. I always leave them messy. I live alone. There's no reason they should look like that. I checked the lock. Still locked. Chain still on. Windows closed. Nothing missing. Nothing added. Just the shoes. I keep trying to think of a normal explanation. Sleepwalking, stress, some kind of memory problem. But none of those explain the photo, or the breathing, or how someone knew about me. Unless the notebook wasn't recording the past. I went back through photos on my phone from the trip. I found one I didn't remember taking. Her desk, the notebook open. On a page I'm sure was blank before, there was a sentence written in pen. Not her handwriting, not mine. Just one line. You came sooner than expected. It's 2:11 a.m. right now while I'm typing this. I keep watching the time on my phone. Part of me wants to call the police. Part of me thinks I'm overreacting. And part of me is just waiting. Because if my phone rings again at 2:14, I already know I'm going to answer. I keep hoping it'll be my sister. I don't think it will be, but I'm still going to answer anyway. If something happens after this, at least someone will know where it started. The time just changed to 2:13. I can hear something in the hallway outside my apartment. Not footsteps, just breathing. Slow, close, waiting. My phone hasn't rung yet, but I think it's about to. I'm going to stop typing now, because if the call comes from inside the apartment, I don't want to see the screen light up first.